Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, it's a real pleasure to welcome you to this first edition of SETYM Connect. I am Larbi Bennouna, CEO of SETYM International, and I am very pleased to be with you today, connected from across continents. The webinar is more than a presentation. It is a moment to connect, to exchange, and to share perspectives with professionals who are all working towards stronger institution and meaningful impact. Whether you already know SETYM International or discovering us today, you are most welcome. Since 1988, SETYM International has worked closely with public institutions, project team, and development partners, always with the same objective to turn strategy into concrete, measurable results. Our approach is practical, grounded in real-world experience and aligned with the realities you face in your day-to-day work. Because these realities are constantly evolving, we believe it is essential to stay closely connected to the field. This is also why I am currently on a mission, meeting with partners, institutions, and listening to their evolving needs. This direct engagement allows us to continuously refine our programs and ensure they remain relevant and impactful. At SETYM, learning is never just theoretical. It is built through experience, dialogues, and practical application. I encourage you to make the most of this webinar by participating actively, asking questions, and sharing your perspectives. Thank you once again for your presence today, and I wish you an excellent webinar. Thank you, and I wish to meet you in our training centers or in your country. Thank you very much for your presence and participating to this webinar.
Hi everyone, this is Radia Al-Halam. Many of you have talked to me on the phone via WhatsApp. I'm the Business Development Coordinator for East and South Asia and the Caribbean at SETYM. Well, you can now put a face on my voice if you've heard from me. I wanted to thank Mr. Rabi for introducing SETYM through this video. We really appreciate the fact that he took the time to do this. But we also wanted to take a moment to share who we are, what are our values. It's very important for us to share about SETYM's legacy and the impact that we have for you to be able to better understand who we are and how we do our work. And this is what the SETYM Connect is for. So thank you all for joining. As said, we're close to 40 years of presence as a training institute specializing in capacity building for international development. And we are proud to have trained over 37,000 participants from about 115 countries, but we don't count. Well, thank you for coming. And before we jump and discuss the scope of our offer, like we've discussed, I want to take a minute to showcase our team in Montreal, where we are based. So behind SETYM and this glorious history stand many individuals dedicated to making your professional success a reality. We bring in our expertise, our passion, and our commitment to every project we take on. And this is just our team in Montreal. We have consultants all over the world ready to embark in this journey with us. So let's get started and discuss the scope of our offer in detail. So SETYM's work is first and foremost for you, the individuals interested in developing your professional skills. And we do that through intensive 2-week-long programs. So every year we develop a training calendar with set dates and destinations for all of our courses. These courses obviously evolve and change depending on what your needs are in capacity building. But it's not just that. SETYM is also equipped to support your organization. So if you're interested in a group training, for example, it's not just you, it's your staff members, you want them to come for training with you, we can organize that. If you are looking for something more tailored, we are engaged in technical assistance. We also have a leadership development program if you are interested for that. And we also have support for the professionalization of public procurement. So it is important to note that SETYM is accredited by the Quebec Ministry of Employment in Canada, and we're also a member of the SOFEDUC, which is a Canadian organization that accredits providers of continuing education if they meet standards of training. So these two recognitions are actually a result of our approach, which is rooted in 5 big pillars. First, we have the duration and the scope of our trainings. We build them to be short, intensive, and have blocks set up for rapid knowledge transfer. It's not an 8-hour-long lecture It's something different. We also focus on having all of our trainings delivered by experts and experienced practitioners in the field of study. You will be taught by experts. We also have an andragogical approach because we try to understand how to engage with adult learners. And that is why we ensure that all of our courses are very action-based learning. We're not looking at passive material consumption like you would do in a classroom. We actually focus on preparing case studies, allow group works. It's very all hands on deck, and we believe that that's how you get to engage adult learners. That's how you get the memory retention. And last, to ensure that everything we've done along the way is working or not, we conduct a post-training evaluation to be able to assess what has worked well and what we need to pursue further. We're constantly looking to better our work in the name of your satisfaction, and we're very excited to work with you for that. So starting 2025, we have decided to publish our training calendar for the next 2 years. So if you've recalled, every September you'd receive an email from us with our calendar for the year. This time we're doing it a bit differently. We want to help you plan ahead. So we're sharing through a newsletter, and if you are not signed up on our newsletter, let us know. We'd love to have you in. We are actually submitting it for the next 2 years. And we have also announced new destinations. So it's my pleasure to announce that in 2026 and 2027, SETYM will be in Montreal, where we're headquarters, Kuala Lumpur, which is a center you know very well, but we're also adding Cape Town and London. So many exciting developments for SETYM for the upcoming years. Well, outside of the new destinations, you might ask, what else are we proposing? Well, first, we wish to strengthen our training offer to align with the movements of the world, like we usually do. And we all know what's been on everyone's mouth for the past months. It's AI, which is why we've decided to add the usage of AI as a tool in many of our flagship seminars. But nonetheless, we've also designed a new course which is focused on AI entirely, and it's called Demystifying AI, Boosting Your Organization Performance. We've also added new seminar topics in various destinations across most of our training pillars. So on the screen, you can see a very long list of all of our new courses, and they're easily marked on our calendar with a new label. So if you're a repeat participant in our trainings, you can easily assess which ones are marked new and thus which ones you haven't yet experienced. Well, we have discussed this as for the individual. You know, you're interested in a training, there's 4 cities you can register for and come to. But let's tie back to the organization. Let's talk about training your team. Well, that's what we call the SETYM Solution. So we'll need 3 pieces of information from you. We need your profile, so who you are, who are your colleagues, where do you work. We also need your training needs. So are there any terms of reference you wish for us to follow? Do you want to set up an organic meeting for us to discuss and build a training that fits your specific needs? And last, we need to talk logistics. Do you want to come to one of our training centers? Do you want to host it in your home country or somewhere else entirely? Once we have these 3 pieces of information, we'll be able to draft you a proposal that ensures you can train as many participants as possible at the lowest cost possible. And that's what we call the SETYM Solution. So if you're in need of that, we can discuss later how to discuss your needs for that. Now I'd like to introduce my dear colleague, Olusegun. He is our training advisor. He's been in charge of supporting you throughout your registration process. And has been a great help in this department. So Olusegun will now discuss what the SETYM Experience looks like.
Thank you very much, Radia, for the introduction, and thank everybody for participating. So I'll be introducing you to our global training destinations. Each one has something unique, and they've been specifically chosen, tailored to what you all have asked for. So these destinations are according to popular demand, and Montreal, where we are headquartered, is an ideal location for you, from wherever you may be, from wherever you might be coming from. And then there are also perks to each of these destinations, from Montreal to Kuala Lumpur, London, and Cape Town. Each offers something unique. So for example, in Montreal, you'll be having visits to Ottawa or Quebec City, where apart from the wonderful reception you'll be receiving from us, you'd also have these other advantages. Of course, Kuala Lumpur also has its advantages. It's a very beautiful business hub in Asia. And then while you're there, you'd also have the opportunity to go sightseeing to places like the Batu Caves. And London is an ideal business hub and destination. And here, in addition to the trainings that you'll be having, you'd also be visiting some sightseeing sites like the Big Ben, the Parliament, and the city center. And then there's Cape Town in South Africa, where you'll be hosted to one of the ideal cities in Africa for business trainings and professional development. In Cape Town, you'll be visiting places like the Apartheid Museum and the Table Mountain. So as you can see from the pictures, these are some of our clients having some of the best experiences which we offer here at SETYM International. So we have put together different activities to make your visits memorable. And here you can see some of our clients and Mama Soraya in some destinations. Some of you who have attended our trainings would have met Mama Soraya and here in Kuala Lumpur. And we pride ourselves on offering personalized customer service. And it's a family experience with us. We support you all through from finding from finding hotels to offering recommendations and offering you that personal touch that you won't get elsewhere. And so we want to make sure that you have a wonderful experience with us. And for that, we are catering to your lunch while you'll be here. And so that's going to be a stress-free training. However, for dinner, we offer recommendations across the cities, across these 4 cities, places where you can have delightful dinner. And this also comes with a personal touch from our staff that you will encounter across those 4 different destinations. And the loyalty program is the icing on the cake. Here, we want to reward you and say thank you for being faithful clients. And for more details, you can contact us on WhatsApp. You can also contact us through any of the channels, email. And I'll pass the ball back to Radia to tell you more about the registration process.
Thank you, Olusegun. Hopefully you're a bit intrigued and are interested in coming to one of our destinations, one of our trainings. And here comes the question, how do you go about it? Well, it's quite simple. If it is your first participation, we'll ask for you to go on our website, www.setym.com. You can find a list of all of our trainings and a registration link. We'd ask for you to submit that link for us to be able to get back to you and trigger the registration process. If it is your second participation and beyond, we've known about you, we've been in interactions, you maybe attended a training before, you may as well either send the registration form through our website or send us an email or contact us at the phone number you see on the screen. It's available for a phone call and also WhatsApp. And obviously on WhatsApp, we can text back and forth, which is our most preferred way of communicating, but we have options. We have options to get to us. So let's jump into the registration process. Let's assume it's your first participation. You go on the website and you send us and you submit the registration form. That's going to trigger our reaction to you. We're going to reach out to you. Most definitely, we try to prefer a phone call if we can reach you, because we'd like to have a conversation, introduce ourselves. We're very family-based almost, and so it's very important for us to engage and understand who you are, where you are, what are your needs, why are you interested in this training, and if things align on both ends, would like a returned complete information request form, which we'll submit to you. And we're going to ask, depending on where you are and which course you're interested in, other administrative and financial documents. Once you send those documents to us, we can send you an email. It's going to be your registration documents, and that's a sign that your registration has been confirmed. So we're going to send you an invitation letter and an invoice, along with some information about the destination, how to prepare. And from that point onward until the beginning of the seminar, here comes the preparation for your trip. it might be a bit difficult, a bit stressful. Maybe it's a city you've never been to, maybe it's in a continent you've never been to before. But rest assured, we're here to guide you throughout the process. As Olu has said, we're gonna help you with hotels. We'll give you a guide for every city for you to have hotels recommendations, food recommendations, other activities you want to do on top of the ones we already organized for you. And then you get to come and live the SETYM experience. The last thing is before start of the seminar, we ask that you settle your registration fees to be able to attend. So let's talk about visas, because when it comes to preparing to travel for 2 weeks to a different country, it is something on our minds all the time. I know it is on mine, and because I love to travel, and I've done so many visa applications in my life. I understand the trouble. So we tried to understand this process and communicate with you on how to do. So I'm going to take this opportunity to share about what it looks like for every city, so you have an idea on how to engage in your registration. So for Montreal, you will need to apply for a visitor visa. You can apply online on the RSCC's website. Once you submit your application, you'll then be asked to provide biometric data at some point. So you have to go to a consulate or embassy or a VFS Global. Every country is a bit different, and you're going to provide your biometric data. And at some point, you'll receive an email from the RSCC about your visa. The processing time for Montreal is honestly the longest we have. It's about 4 to 6 months, depending on where you're from. So it's very lengthy, and that's why it's very important for you, if you're interested in coming to Montreal, to register early with these times in mind. So you give yourself a chance to attend and come to Montreal and get to meet all of us where we're based. We also have Kuala Lumpur. It's one of the easiest visa applications across our board. You need a visitor visa. For a lot of our clients, they will just apply online. For some, they don't even require a visa, but it's very important to touch base with us so we can assess which category you fall under. The processing time is quite quick. It's a couple days. And as I've said, many nationalities don't even need a visa from Malaysia to begin with. For London, a bit similar to Montreal, the processing time is way shorter though. You have to apply online. It's a UK standard visitor visa. You would then need to book an appointment with the visa application center to provide your biometric data and your application, and you will hear back within 3 weeks, so 15 working days. For Cape Town, it really depends on which nationality you hold. Many don't require a visa to South Africa. For others, they can apply online. For others, they'd have to go through the embassy, so it's a case by case. But online is obviously a bit shorter. You're here in a couple days. For embassy, it might take a couple weeks. So keep these dates and processing times in mind when you're picking a destination, unless you already have a visa or a nationality that doesn't require you to apply for a visa. So I also wanted to take a minute to discuss some of our key accomplishments. So we've talked about our registration process, and that's through our training program, but we've also discussed what we can do for your organization in terms of technical assistance. And SETYM has developed a plethora of capacity building programs that fit our clients' tailored needs, and I wanted to talk to you about two. So for instance, we have been working with the Islamic Development Bank since 2023 to prepare and conduct trainings in procurement and contract management. Last year, we developed sector-specific procurement trainings on 5 topics. So it is ICT, health, education, energy, and agriculture, all of these utilizing the bank's specific frameworks. And we're, as we speak, in the middle of a 10-week-long online training with them. And jumping from Saudi Arabia, we fly to Cameroon. We've recently conducted an on-site 5-day training in Douala for a group of researchers working for the Center of International Forestry Research. The training has helped researchers design and structure projects in line with operational requirements of different international donors. So if this sort of work align with what your institution's looking for, if you want something a bit more tailored that fits your specific needs, again, do not hesitate to reach out. We have a form on our website. If it's an institution organizational need, you can also just send us an email or contact us through WhatsApp, and we can set up a call and discuss this live. We will bring the SETYM solution to you wherever you are.
Thank you, Radia. And so I'll be discussing our contest, and I mean, one of you can be one of the lucky winners. And this contest started during our 35th anniversary, and it was it came with a full package with etiquette, accommodation, and so due to popular demand, we are bringing this back. And however, it's going to be without the etiquette and the accommodation now, but then the training is fully paid, and I I'm looking forward to one of you winning it this year. Okay, so how do you participate and maximize your chances of winning? I would encourage you to share the contest with your colleagues and your acquaintances. And I would also encourage you to leave a Google review for us. All this contributes to you gaining points towards participating in this contest. And then these were our lucky winners last year. A client from Madagascar won in the Francophone section, and a client from Ghana won in the Anglophone section. So the way it's structured is we have a winner from the Francophone section and also a winner from the Anglophone section. And these were our lucky winners in the year 2025. Looking forward to having one of you winning this year. I'll pass back the ball to Radia to tell you about how you can connect with us on our social media and other channels.
Thanks, Olu. I almost want to sign up to a training so I can maybe be added to the raffle for the contest. No, I'm just joking. But yes, we're nearing the end of our presentation. So we know we've discussed how you can talk to us through email on our website, but maybe you just want to know what we're doing, what's happening, how we're active on social media. So as you know, we're on Facebook and LinkedIn. You have QR codes for both. I'll give you a couple seconds if you want to scan them on your phone. But the newest update is actually that we're opening a WhatsApp channel. Here's the QR code for you to be able to sign up. It's like a feed on your WhatsApp, so it's directly on your phone. You can scroll through and see what we're posting. So it's mostly updates about our trainings, what's new. Sometimes we have alumni coming into our office and we share pictures of them. So it's a bit dynamic way to understand what we're up to, what we're doing, what's coming next, and what you should keep an eye out for. So I'll give you a couple seconds if you want to submit a follow to Facebook or LinkedIn. But if you're interested in seeing us face to face, SETYM actually conducts a lot of business visits. So in 2026, you have a list of all the countries we're visiting to be able to discuss with high executives and institutions and ministries about what is happening currently in their country, what are their needs, what they're looking for, which is why our CEO couldn't come today. He's actually in Senegal. One of our directors is on his way to Dar es Salaam in a plane right now, if I'm not mistaken, to be able to meet you all, in fact. So yes, if you don't see your country on the screen, feel free to write to us. We'll make sure to drop by and visit you. Actually, we have visits upcoming very, very soon. So our director, Jean-Michel, the one on the plane to Dar es Salaam, he's actually visiting Kampala, Uganda from the 20th to the 24th of April. And he's coming to Nairobi right after that, so from the 26th to the 30th. You should have received maybe potentially a call from either me or Olu, depending on which city you're based in. If you haven't already and you're interested in having Jean-Michel meet with you and maybe colleagues or staff members at your institution, let us know. Would love to organize a visit. Jean-Michel's always excited to either meet with alumni so they can discuss how the training has helped them achieve their professional success and goals, or someone interested in coming for their first time and doesn't really know how to go about that. Well, this is your chance. Let us know. We'd love to organize a meeting. Well,
Thank you, Nadia. Thank you, Olu, for this really interesting presentation. Now it is time for the Q&A portion of this webinar. So as I previously said, at this point, we will give you access to open your webcam if you wish to do so. And also, if you want to speak with us, you can use the option raise hand so that we can be notified and we'll give you the right to speak so that you can ask your questions or your comments to us directly. Thank you.
thank you, everyone. We'll await your questions in the chat. Just so you know, I've received a couple questions from clients who unfortunately knew they couldn't make it, but wanted to watch this on YouTube. So I'll just go ahead with one question and then we'll see you in the chat if you all have any others. So one of the questions was, what happens if a seminar is canceled or postponed? The answer is quite simple. So we make a final decision when it comes to our course being confirmed or canceled about 4 to 6 weeks prior to the start of the seminar. And obviously we've been in communication throughout your preparation. So it's not just you receive the email for your invoice and invitation and then nothing happens for 6 months and then your training starts on Monday. That's not how we go about things. It's an active communication throughout. You know where the seminar is standing. You know if other colleagues, other participants we have signed up haven't received their visas yet. And we try to keep a really honest and open communication. Sometimes we might have to postpone a seminar because we have a group of 4 to 5 coming to the seminar, but none of them have gotten their visa, maybe only one of them. And we want to give everyone the chance to be able to come. So it's very transparent, it's very honest. We don't want to cancel and we never do without you being moved into that conversation with us. But if it happens, there's refund conditions. We can touch base about that if you're interested. But yes, it's very honest. You will know beforehand, and we make sure that you can either come to a seminar at a different date later in the year, or move you to another seminar that fits your needs. It's a constant communication.
As of this moment, I don't see any hand raised. So if you want to speak with us, to ask your questions, please let us know. Also, since we want to connect with you, you're more than welcome to open your webcam so that we can see all of you. So feel free to do so if you want. But yes, if you want to speak with us, it will be a pleasure to communicate with you. So feel free.
Yes, Mr. Al-Mahfadi wants to speak.
Yes, of course. I will give you access. There we go. Yeah.
Hi there. Thank you very much for the good introduction and also this meeting. I've been with you in one of the training in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, with Michelle, Jane Michelle. To be honest, with some of the humanitarian organization, they are requesting some data to insert your center in their like data in order to allow their staff to travel or to choose one of the authorized centers in their database. So would it be possible if you can like share this information with the organization, or like to have like a focal point who can provide the staff with such paper? When I was working with Save the Children, it took me a lot of time to get all the information. But now I moved to another organization. I wanted to like prepare myself for some of the trainings. I wanted like this information to be shared also with our supply chain or logistic team, to put it like with framework of agreement. They needed some data. This take time. This is one point. On the other hand, I have like another point regarding some of the location. You know, for some of the countries, it's like we have like some challenges to go like to some of the countries like Canada or maybe London, or it is like feasible for Nairobi, Kenya, for Malaysia, because the visa like it's on arrival. We rely on some of the projects. If this take like sometime like 3 months or some months, the projects were ended and we were not like effort to send some stuff to attend some of this training. So if you can have more locations that people can go directly or to have their visa on arrival, because for Canada or London, it won't be feasible for us, especially for Yemen, for example, or some of the African countries. I'm not sure. This is the 2 points that I want to raise. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmed. It's a pleasure to see your face. I'm glad that you were able to attend. Yes, I'll answer your second question and then get back to the first one. So in regards to the visa, it is very much something on our mind all the time. In a perfect world, we wouldn't need to get so many logistics in place to be able to travel from one country to the other. And that's why we try to give different cities with different visa applications. And these processes also change. So 10 years ago, it would have been very easy for most of our clients to come to Canada and get a visa. Things have very much changed right now. And so we try to respond to how the world is changing and find different spots. So for example, Kuala Lumpur, the visa is a bit more easier. You have to apply it online. And depending on the country where you're from, it's quite easy to access compared to a Canadian or UK visa, for example. So we try to have different locations, but we're more than open to hearing feedback from our clients. If a lot of our clients from a certain country tell us, well, there's no way we can get a visa to any of these destinations. Is there a way you can open a training in this city? We're going to do the work and research to be able to give that training and set up that training in that city if it's easier visa application for our clients. We're more than open to listening to what your needs are. And so what would you say for Yemenis? What would be a good destination, for example?
For example, Kenya, Nairobi, it is feasible for Yemeni to get their visa on arrival. For Egypt, it's very easy for us to get the visa. For also Malaysia, it's one of the countries that we can get the visa on arrival. For Rwanda, for example, I've been in Rwanda and the visa was on arrival. It's a very nice country. Let's see, Ethiopia, the visa is feasible. It takes 3 days only. For the other countries, like for Europe, it is very difficult for us or some places to get the visa. Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. It was destinations we've thought of, but we settled on Cape Town for this year and the next year, so 2026 and 2027. But I'll keep that in mind. Don't you worry. I'll make sure that we look into these destinations to be able to potentially come to one of them if it's going to be easier for our clients. Obviously, there's also the option of us coming to another country, even if it's not one of our training centers. So if you and colleagues are interested in group training and you want to do it in Kigali, Nairobi, we can arrange for that as well.
Thank you very much. Radia, I also have a question from Mr. Francis. I know that Mr. Dieudonné has his hand raised, but just to be to follow the correct line, I think Mr. Francis wanted to speak first. So I will give you the opportunity, Mr. Francis, if you have a question for us.
Thank you very much. And
hi, Mr. Francis.
Hello.
Happy to see you here.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Francis Otifrempong from Ghana, and I'm happy to join the conversation this afternoon and grateful to the SETYM team for the invitation. I have actually benefited from the institution. I've had 2 training, both in Canada, that was in 2012, and recent 2024. It's really shaped me very well and also enhanced my operations at my workplace. The team, normally when we come for the training, the organization in terms of the facilitators, the materials, and then the room settings are really decent and good for effective learning. And your team are also very professional and welcoming. especially with our side trips. And I really also enjoy the final dinner where you host us and then we share a lot of conversation. I'm eager to have more of such training, not necessarily Montreal, but maybe the destinations that you have actually earmarked in our conversation, the Kuala Lumpur, the Cape Town, and then the London. I'm looking forward, and also trying as much as possible to also share with other colleagues the good thing about SETYM and then the need for them to also move in and have some form of training. So thanks to the SETYM team, and then I wish you well and keep up the professional thing that you are doing. And my regards to your longest serving staff, Soraya, who has always been entertaining me. And my regards to everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Mr. Francis. Thank you for your warm and kind words. It really means the world that you feel this way after, well, you came in 2012 and then almost like 10 years later or more, you came in 2024. So really appreciate you speaking so highly of our work and of our team. And let's not forget Mama Soraya. If you've come to Montreal in the past 20 years, she has been here and she's still here. So it's really remarkable to have so much history and so much passion for the work that we do with people that have been here for a very long time and are still finding this pursuit worthy. So it means the world that you have this reflection on it years after. Thank you, Mr. Francis. I hope to see you in Montreal. Otherwise, yes, please come to one of our trainings in our different destinations. It's very different but special experience nonetheless in every destination.
We have a question from Mr. Dieudonné.
Good afternoon. Greeting you from Abuja, Nigeria. I'm from Burkina Faso and I attend SETYM training far back to 2010. And since then, really, I got capacities and I'm still enjoying it. So thank you for really organizing this interaction, because it's really a good opportunity to link up with various people and have also updates on what SETYM is doing so well. So I have a few questions. Do you hear me? Can I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I have a few questions. I would like to know first, have you ever visited Nigeria or Burkina Faso in terms of exploring opportunities for training? And if you have ever any partnership with some training institution or training center of excellence or universities in terms of partnership? This is the first question. The second question, are you doing training online? Maybe training of trainers, different session of training. Do you do it online? The third question is about scholarship for those that are really in need, but that can encounter some challenges. If you can also stress on it, it can really help. And lastly, if you have a partnership with an institution leading to valuing and valorizing the professional training with SETYM, leading to master degrees or PhD. So these are my questions. And again, I want to say thank you to your team. Thank you to the CEO, Mr. Benuna. I've known him for a while, and really you are doing a great job. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dieudonné. Happy to hear from you. Thank you for your questions. I'm going to answer them one by one. So have we ever visited Nigeria? Yes, I'm pretty sure we have been to, we've done business visits in Nigeria, but I must be honest, I think it's been a while back, probably over 4 to 6 years. Do we have partnerships on site? No, we're very much interested in that. But no, we don't have a partnership aligned with any institution in Nigeria. Many years ago, I would say a lot of our clients, actually, a good chunk came from Nigeria specifically, but it hasn't looked this way as much anymore. But we're working on reconnecting with and touching base with the institutions we used to work with very closely. Do we offer courses online? This question is a bit complicated because we don't all of our trainings are on site. It's very important for us to create an environment of learning. So it's not just traveling to enjoy, and there is a reason behind it. When you travel, you disconnect from your actual work, your day-to-day. So if you're doing a training, for example, in the same office as where you're doing your daily tasks, it wouldn't really make sense. You wouldn't have the space and capacity to be able to disconnect and give this new learning opportunity the time and attention it deserves, which is why we always recommend, even if we do a training on site in your own city, that we don't do it directly in your offices because it might impact that. But we have had in the past, and as I've discussed with the Islamic Bank of Development, awarded online trainings. It's most definitely for group trainings and tailored training, so it's not something that's showcased on our training calendar. And it's most definitely aligned with if one of your needs is to be able to train different peoples in different hubs. So that was the case for the Islamic Bank. We're training people in Nigeria, we had people in Ghana, we had people in Saudi Arabia all together logging into the same training, then yes, then we'd have to do it online. We've actually recently in Haiti had to switch one of our technical assistance program to be fully online because at that time the political climate didn't allow for anyone on site to be able to move and leave Haiti for a couple of weeks. So we work around based on what the situation's like, but our preference is very much to have an in-person training. But if you're in a situation where you can't leave your country and you'd like to be able to do an online training instead with your team, let us know. We can definitely find a way to make it work. Flexibility is our motto, to be honest. So it's very much based on what the circumstances are. When it comes to scholarships, we are a private company, so we don't have any funding from the government or anything. So it's complicated for us to be able to award scholarships for training. However, what we can do, because we're interested in building the professional skills at a large scale, when you are interested in a training with a group for 5 or 6 people and more, we are going to be able to give you a discount. So the more people you bring in, the cheaper it will be for the training per person. So that's something we are really excited about being able to share and to give that opportunity for more people to come to our training. Last and not least, you had talked about partnerships in regards to master's degree and PhDs. That's not something we're in the line of work doing right now as the second. But again, we're not close to any opportunities if it means that's what you're looking for. We're open to having a conversation, but for now, no, we don't have any partnerships in that regard.
Thank you for your question. I have Mr. Emmanuel that was really patient. Thank you very much. It is your turn now.
Thank you very much, Radia.
Hi, Mr.
Nice meeting you.
Hi.
I think we've spoken earlier on, and I'm Imanonoti from Ghana. I happened to attend training on 2 occasions, one in 2017 and the other in Montreal, and the other one was in Boston. Yes. I think they were all in risk control and contract management. I think this year I'm interested in strategic planning and decision making. That's one I wanted to. Fortunately, I've been able to secure the visa. But my issue had to do with accommodation. I wanted to know basically for the line how we intend to secure accommodation, because sometimes you check online and the accommodations are way too high for some of us. So I want to know how SETYM could assist in actually getting accommodation for this time. My other comment has to do with the fact that I remember in 2017 in SETYM, sometimes, because some of it are from the African continent and things, most of the meals at that time were not that friendly to us. I mean, it was more of European dishes as compared to maybe for us the rice or other stuff. So I want to know whether some additions has been made with regards to the meals, that normally the lunch that we normally have during the breaks. So those one. But I think in regards to the training course, I think it has been beneficial to me. I think I'm to on surveying services. So the two training has actually helped me to upgrade my knowledge in regards to the job as well and other things. So I think it's a welcoming thing. The other thing I know is that sometimes other people talk about scholarship here and there. Sometimes maybe people want to come on their own without being sponsored or something of that sort because the knowledge is power. But sometimes it's difficult if you have to pay the 5,000. This thing. I remember too, you used to have, apart from the 2 weeks training course, you used to have some 1 week training short courses. I don't know whether you still do it because the ones I saw are all 2 weeks. So if you could also talk about those ones. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mr. Emmanuel. I had a hard time hearing you well, so let me know if I didn't understand your questions correctly. But first, you asked about hotel when it comes to the destinations. So we'll touch base about Montreal if that's the destination you're interested in. But based on the city, there's different hotel accommodations and options we'll discuss with participants. When it comes to Montreal, we're located downtown in the center of the city. And we are working with 3 hotels to be able to get you reservations. So for 2, it's the Hotel Saint Laurent, the Hotel Faubourg. We have negotiated a special rate with them. And what you need to do is send us your flight ticket, and we're able to reserve the room at one of these 2 hotels. So we just need your check-in and check-out date, and we're going to be able to retrieve a reservation for you using that special rate. For Montreal, this year, our clients are actually going to have to register online through a link to be able to confirm that you're coming to Montreal, you're coming and staying in this hotel. And we also are working with the DoubleTree Hilton Hotel, which is also a few minutes away from the training center. And I believe that for that, we have a negotiated rate of 15% off. So it's a good value for a really good hotel. But if you're looking for something a bit smaller, a bit accessible price-wise, we're working with 2 hotels, and I believe the cost is around 170 Canadian dollars per night, something like that. But we can touch base about these more in detail. We can send you pictures about the hotels, etc. When it comes to meals, yes, it varies depending on the destination you're going to be honest. European dishes, though, they're sometimes the most accessible to have in all destinations. So for Montreal, because we have the luxury of being able to work directly with our vendors, we try to make sure that most of our dishes will fit which you're most used to. So we're thinking of, you have a salad, you have a rice, and you have a meat element aligned. We switch up meals every day, so you're not spending 2 weeks eating the same thing every day. Obviously, if you're going to Kuala Lumpur, things are going to be a bit different. For London, the choices for food are a bit just like Montreal. So in Cape Town, you're getting with the food they have there. So it generally just depends. We understand your concern. It is something on our mind. We try to make sure that you don't get homesick by eating different food, but it's also a joy to be able to taste what other parts of the world have to offer. But we try to mix and match so that there is still a level of comfortability and being accustomed to what you're eating, but also discovering some things on the side. But if you're in one of our cities and you're really interested in having a specific meal, you have maybe, I don't know, dietary restrictions, for example, it's good to let us know. We'll obviously try to do the most we can to have you be satisfied. And when it comes to short courses, I don't know if in the past we've held 1 week long courses in for the Anglophone department. I know we're currently doing that for our Francophones. So it's a series of seminars called The Fundamentals. So it's a good way to tap in public procurement if you're interested in it, but you haven't really been working in that line of work. So if it's something that would be effective to our clients, we're more than welcome to do a deep dive and set up trainings for that. So if we sense that there is a high interest for that, we'll make it happen. So if you have any colleagues who are interested, let us know. The more we know that this is what our clients are looking for, the more we'll align for that. Did I get all of your questions right, Mr. Emmanuel?
Yes, I think you are right on point. So I think basically maybe after the meeting, if you could send us the link for the registration, then also deal with the ticketing aspect, see the way forward.
Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. Radia, I had one question from Mr. Sheriff. He was asking for clarification on the logistics arrangement, specifically about traveling. You said that they were traveling during the week, but how would they travel during the seminar? Also, the scheduling. What is normally the schedule that they should probably prepare for, and also how to access the materials of the training seminar. These are the three questions he asked for.
Thank you. So let's talk about scheduling. I want to give you an idea of what training looks like. It's 2 week long. It's Monday through Friday. You have a Saturday, Sunday, Monday through Friday, and then it's the end of the seminar. So Monday through Friday, that first week, the courses, the schedule is very simple. It's building blocks of 6 hours. So you start your training at 8:30, and for the next 2 hours, 2.5 hours, you're in course with the consultant doing workshops. Maybe it's lecture for the first couple of days. I try to get to know everyone, try to push for conversation, work with your group, etc. Then you'll have a coffee break at around 10:30 to 11. Obviously, it's 2 hour blocks, but obviously depending on how the course is going, it might go a little bit over. That's just how things work. But you're guaranteed to have a coffee break at around 10:30, 11. So it's going to be complimentary tea, coffee, some pastries. Just a good way to take a couple minutes of break before you reset and get back to your course. And after your next 4 hours of training are done, you're gonna stop around 2:30 to go and get some lunch. And that, as discussed by Lucian, it's a lunch on us. So in the training center, you're gonna be able to mingle with your training colleagues, be able to talk with the consultant potentially, and enjoy a good meal. Obviously, we try to make the dishes be interesting and good and different every day. And then for the rest of your day, you are free. For certain days, we're going to organize visits, and you're going to be told about these in advance. You're not just showing up on Tuesday and it's like, well, today we're taking the bus to go here. You know, in advance, we tell you about it. We tell you about what clothes to pick if we know we're going to go to a place where you need to walk a bit more. If we're going to run late, you need a coat. So we'll give you details about what to expect, to be honest. And when it comes to travel, depending on the city, it might be things that you'll do on foot, because most of our destinations were located downtown. So it's very easily accessible to just get out of the training center and walk 10, 15 minutes to your destination. When it comes to traveling to different cities, which we do, for example, in Montreal, we do get a bus for all of you, and we let you know you need to be at this starting point at 9 a.m. We're going to wait for you, and then we're taking the bus and we're all going to another city, and we're going to drive for an hour. And if it's Montreal, well, Soraya's here to do the entertainment, to play the guitar in the bus. It's an interesting and fun and dynamic way. I hope I've answered all the questions. I see in the chat here.
Yeah, thank you, Radia. I would also like to add also that the training material is given on our e-learning platform. So we have an e-learning platform that centralizes everything. So during the training seminar, you'll have access to all the documents, exercises, the practices, additional documents, quizzes. Everything is on our platform, and you'll have access to it during the duration of the training seminar. You don't have to move around multiple books. Everything is now online, easy to use also. Everyone, we are pretty much at the end of our webinar. We don't want to go over time. So before we finish, thank you very much for your participation. Your questions were greatly appreciated. We would like to take a minute to just show you how to contact us.
Yes, so if you have any urgent questions right away, feel free to let us know right now while you still have us on the call. We'll be happy to answer. But if by any chance you're still processing, thinking of what we've presented to you, and you want to take a beat and maybe ask us a question tomorrow, three simple ways. You can contact us on our website. You have a QR code for that. You can send us an email. There is a QR code for that. And maybe you just want to chit chat on WhatsApp directly, text us. There's also a number, so it's the 514-935-5538. So you can find all of these ways to contact us. So please do, if you need anything, if you have additional questions, if you have colleagues who missed this and you think it would be interesting for them, text us their email. We'll be able to send them a link to be able to rewatch this presentation. Thank you all for your time. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being present this whole hour. It was lovely seeing faces. I recognize a lot of names. It was good to be able to put a face to your voices and your names. I hope to see you in Montreal on another of our training. It's been a pleasure. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.